158? Are you mad? So I've updated the shafts in my irons and wedges, so I also need to update my yardages. I'm going to use the same golf ball that I use on the golf course, and I'm going to start with the wedges. So I'm not going to mess around with my partial shots too much, but I do like to write my yardages on the club head. So I'm just going to get my full yardages, stock yardages, and go from there. So while these aren't going to be correct, I'm going to have to change them. I'll get some acetone or nail polish remover. I use that to wipe off the Sharpie and then start again. But for now, I'm just going to get a little notebook and I'm going to write in the back what I get, so I don't forget. So 60, old yardage 98. So if I set the pin at 98, and also I just want to show you how clean and tidy that side of the studio is looking with a proper ball display, because I can be a bit messy. And in addition, if you follow the channel, there's no rip in the screen because it's over there. So 98 is my old yardage. Let's see what I get from here. I've also made a slight tweak to my swing. I'm just going to present myself this way so I can get a bit more down on the ball and not as into out, because if I get over this way too much, I get into out and I get a little bit over drawy. So I'm just making a slight tweak there, and much more inviting when I'm addressing the golf ball, with that being 3 flat. Standard line angle on these is 63.5. This is 60.5 degrees. It is right down there. Sternum left through the ball. Oh yes, it's just going a little bit right. That's so nice to see. 102, sweet. Little squeeze right. That was a 92, maybe a bit slappy. There we go. Hunting for the 102 area. 99.2. See if I can get a 101. And my hands are getting a little bit sweaty. 96. Honestly, it's so nice to see the ball move to the right hand side without really having to restructure my swing. Nice. Where's my gloves? There we go, that'll do. Oh, so nice. Might even be able to aim left of the pin. I'm going to ignore one of those, but I've got an average of 98. So it's not actually changed. But there's 60 done, 56. Old yardage 114. Oh, such a nice flight. And sometimes golf is a game of opposites, where you do too much of one thing and you want to see the opposite, and then vice versa. You do one thing and then you want to see the opposite. Ideally, we want to meet somewhere in the middle, but it's just nice to see the opposite. And it'd be good to see if it transfers up the bag as well. Set up, chest, go. Oh. 114 on the nose. So the last yardage was the same. This one could well be the same if I get 114 again. Oh, I got through that faster. And it's jumped up to 117. Okay, that was a bit more speed and freedom through the ball based than club. Although with this shaft, is it just easier to get that extra little bit from it? So 114 to 117. That was a half a groove low, and 116, cool. That will average out 2. Gonna ignore the first one, 3 shots there, 116 average. It's gone up 2 yards. So that goes back in 52 with 125 on it. See if I get anything near 125. Got through it okay. 125 on the nose. Is there a little more in there? Yeah, there is. That's a different groove. 129. So can I split the difference at 127? Oh, 124. But am I leaning more towards that 129 when I get freedom through the ball? 125. Okay, 125 it is. However, what's the average? So the average including the 129 in there was 126. 1 yard gained, but the side spin was 0 on that last shot. So 48 is slightly worn out, but it was 136 before. So I'm gonna put the pin at 138, just because I've got a hunch if I'm picking up 2 yards per club. Oh, nice, it's gone left, but it's stayed there. It's not curving further left. 141. Nice. Maybe I might gradually get more yardage per club. Yeah, that was nice. 3 flat is looking gorgeous. Oh, that wasn't the 141. 137. Nearly went in. Oh, that was skinny, but it is what it is. 138 on average. The 135 dropped in speed. I'm going to give that 139. We've gone up 3 yards in the 48. So my old number on the pitching wedge is 145, and I know that is wrong. So I'm going to set this at 149. No, I'm not. I'm going to go 151. That is my prediction. Oh, that felt so good. Prediction 151. 158? Are you mad? 158. If that's my average, it's not my average. Oh. 139 wants to be 149, wants to be 151. I'll see how it averages out. I've got through that so cleanly. 156, bloody hell. So I'm going to hit one more of these. I did strike them particularly well and I got through the ball particularly fast. And that squeezy fade comes in. 152. Ooh. So I have hit a little draw with the first two. And then the fade I was getting with the wedges is 152. Do I need to do a little bit more work on the swing to make sure I fade it? Or is it speed based? Speed. Okay. 159. Bloody hell. So can I put that swing on a 48? Just a spot check. So 139 written down on the 48, and I get 140 with that fresh feeling from the pitching wedge. So it's only gone up 1. So if there's a 15-yard gap, I want 140 into 155. That is hot. 158 again. Well, it is what it is. So I hit one with my 48. That can go away. 157 average. That's a bit far away from the 48. So I might need to investigate whether that's the swing or potentially I need to change the loft just a little bit. But if it's 157, it's 157. I have seen earlier today some 142s in my 48. I think it could just be an on and off swing thing where I hit the draw and it goes further, and I hit the fade with all the wedges and it comes a little bit shorter. So I just need to make sure I'm creating the same pattern through the bag. So maybe I need to work on the chest thing a little bit more. Bloody hell. 145 to 157 is a big old jump. Because my 9-iron has 157 written on it, how much more do I get? I'm going to put the pin at 165 as an estimation. Set the chest left. There's that same slight pull, but it's not a hook. It's 166 carry though. Haha, okay. These are stronger than I had before. These are flying off the face so easily. But there is a slight divide between my wedges and my irons, so I need to work out whether that's a swing thing, which I pretty much guarantee it is. 168. That's a big 9-iron, man. I mean, I do feel like I'm getting a little bit faster through impact. I feel like I'm getting through there really well, which is the important bit of the swing. I mean, it's flying quick. It's got a lot of ball speed. 164. One more for luck, and I've had one anomaly in there. That was slightly low heel, but it's still 166, and I nearly fell over. In excitement, that's mad. Right, 9-iron, new yardage with one anomaly, 166. But I do feel faster through the ball, which isn't necessarily because of the shafts, but the shafts facilitate that speed. They just allow me to get through the ball with less resistance, with less hesitation through it, because they're just as stable, but easier. Axioms are the Mutt's nuts. 8-iron, what are you saying? 166, 9-iron, 176. I'm predicting 179, which is a lot because my old number was 169. Again, I'm feeling good through the ball. I'm more over here. I'm staying here while I release through the ball. I'm not holding it off or anything to try and de-loft it. I'm still trying to fire that club head through the ball. Just with the club set up. With the club setup design mixed with where I'm putting the chest, it's harder to hit a hook. I'm just hitting a slight pull, but I've started aiming left to play with the fade and now it's just going straight, so maybe I can just aim at the target. 182. Bloody hell, this is beyond my expectations. 182. I'm impressing myself here. 179. And I have had these sorts of yardages before, but I didn't look like this when I had the yardages last time. And that's like 16.8 launch, it's 7,100 spin. It's not because I'm spinning it low, like that thing's coming in loaded with check. Like over 7,000 spin on an 8 iron is like just right. Oh, it's just launching, man. Oh, maybe the combination of the swing and the shafts. Just allowing all the stars to align and for me to just rattle through the ball. And I did have a round of golf a couple of days ago with these shafts in, and I was hitting the ball too far. But I didn't realise it was that much healthier because the 8 iron is currently 180. Let me just hit one more and just see if it goes on 180 or above it or below it. Oh, this is delightful. Oosh, bring on open qualifying, 182. Oh, I'm enjoying that so much. And I'm not getting 4,000 spin and cutting through the air and cheating the system. These are spinning proper. But I have a 180 average, so I shall write down 8 iron, 180. Beautiful. Who else is really precious about where each club goes in the bag? Because I need it to be in the right place. So 180 on the 8 iron. 183 is my old number on the 7 iron. How good are you? So 180, 194. I've been there before. 194 is my prediction. I don't know if there's just like a little bit of excitement in me where I've got new shafts, I've got new toys and it's exciting to hit them. So I'm like hitting them really nicely because I want to. And maybe I've got open qualifying coming up and I'm just geared up for it. I'm just getting like in the zone to hit the ball as good as I can because I need to. Because I want to do well, I want to get through. I want to get through to the second stage. And why not give it my best? So my old peak height was about 107. My old spin rate was 6,000 on the nose. That was a groove low, half a groove low to be fair, 190 carry. So it's maybe cost me a couple of yards, but 6,400 spin, 108 peak height. I've gone up a foot and I've gone forward 8 yards and I've got more spin, so it's actually coming in with more control. Oh, I pulled it. Ah, that's the first one to be fair. Oh, carried 194. First one I've missed left badly. I got 6 down, but I got 4 in to out. I need to be this way. Chest left, stay there. Keep my chest here, release the club. There we go. And if I keep my chest left, I can release it flat out. Like that. Oh, that is delightful. 186. Ooh, 6,350 spin. Oh, skinny. Some of them strikes weren't quite as good. I've got sweat pouring off my head. I'm going to take my time on this. I want to see if I can squeeze it past 190. That's powerful. And that efficiency is really high as well. Carried 190. Whew. Okay, so I've taken that last shot out because I did drop kick it a little bit. Speeds were faster at the start, slower at the end. Average 188. Now, 1/8 iron, just to see if I get 180, just to check that I'm not getting slower and tired. 182, okay. So 188, 7 iron, goes into 6 iron, 188, 1. I'm gonna predict 198. And I tend to work in carry a lot more than any other number with faster golfers. When someone's a little bit slower and they get a lot of run on the ball and they don't get the ball to like stay when it lands, I might look at the total distance as well to get an idea of whether they can get over a bunker and then how quickly it's going to slow down. But generally I'm trying to get carry as often as possible with most golfers. Pulled it. I can feel myself getting tired now, but that's 202. So last night it was a little bit warm in the studio, so I had to reconvene to today because the camera overheated, which isn't ideal. But starting with a cold swing, I've just spot checked the yardages that I got yesterday, and I'm only about 2 or 3 yards short of what I had written down. So cold to hot, I am getting those yardages. So if I miss my yardage by 3 yards, I'm not unhappy at all, because it's close enough. I've got 30 yards of green to kind of like play with. I'm looking for the sort of area to land it in. It doesn't need to be absolutely exact. However, I'm going to continue from this. The numbers I've got written down so far: 98, 116, 129, 143, 157, 166, 180, 191, 204, 216. So let me just double check whether the 216 is happening with the 5-iron. And it also reassures me that yesterday wasn't a fluke. Wow, little pull. God, I hate that flight. 220, 219. So it's 3 yards over. Is it 3 yards over? Yeah, 3 yards over. And then I've overcompensated a little bit for that flight and got a little fade. That's dropped a little bit. I mean, to be fair, from this range, I don't need to be absolutely precise, because it's going to be something I'm hitting into a really hard par 3 or a par 5. Ooh, that was slappy. But I'm on the green and it's cost me 4 yards. Oh no, I'm trying too hard there.
Hello.
Hello, how are we doing?
Fine.
You alright?
I'm early.
Pen!
Do you need that hour? Because if you do...
I don't need the hour, I need about 5 minutes.
Oh, Christ. Yeah.
See, it is a little bit difficult to do recordings during the day, which is why I did it at 10 PM last night. That was powerful. 216 target, 218 hit, cool. So I'm kind of like aiming left there to play for the fade and then not getting the fade, which is a little bit annoying. So maybe I can aim to the right for that draw, but feel a fade. Okay, there's my combination. Yardage is good. But there we have my yardages confirmed. On 2 separate days, I'm close enough to each other to be happy with it, but I definitely need to scrub these out and rewrite them. Bit of acetone, new Sharpie, and I also need to do my bottom of the grip yardages as well, so I'll do that later. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving the Axiom shafts in the irons, and I think it was a very, very good decision indeed.